Error 03, also shown as F03 or E03 on your Maytag washer, indicates a motor control failure. This means the washer's computer has detected a problem with the motor or the motor control unit, which is the brain that manages the motor's operation. It often prevents the drum from spinning properly. We'll explore the most likely reasons this happens and how to troubleshoot it. The primary causes of error 03 are a faulty motor control board, responsible for about 70% of cases, wiring harness issues like corrosion, motor overload due to unbalanced loads, or power supply problems such as voltage spikes. In rare cases, a malfunctioning water sensor can trigger a false overload signal. The faulty motor control board is the most common cause, accounting for about 70% of error 3 cases. This board manages the washer's motor operations. Wiring harness issues, such as corrosion in connectors and wires, can interrupt electrical signals to the motor. Motor overload occurs when unbalanced loads put excessive strain on the motor, triggering error 03. Power supply problems, such as voltage spikes, can damage the motor control system. In rare cases, a malfunctioning water sensor sends a false overload signal, causing error 03. Start with the simplest solution, a power cycle. Unplug your Maytag washer from the wall outlet for 5 to 10 minutes. This resets the control board and can sometimes clear the error. After waiting, plug the washer back in and see if the error reappears. If it does, move on to the next steps. Large, unbalanced loads can strain the motor. Inspect the drum for any obstructions that might be preventing it from turning freely. Also, inspect the drum for any obstructions that might be preventing it from turning freely. Remove any excessive clothing or obstructions and try running the washer again. First, safely disconnect the power by unplugging the washer from the electrical outlet. This prevents any risk of electrical shock during inspection. Next, inspect the wiring harness that connects the motor to the control board. Look for any signs of corrosion, loose connections, or damage to the wires. Look closely for signs of damage, including corrosion on connectors, loose wires, or insulation that is torn or frayed. If you find corroded connections, clean them with a wire brush or connector cleaner. Replace any damaged wires completely. Finally, ensure all connections are firmly secured. Tighten any loose connectors and double-check that everything is stable before reassembling. Some Maytag models have a diagnostic mode that can help clear error codes or provide more specific information. Consult your user manual or Maytag's website for instructions on how to enter diagnostic mode for your specific model. Typically, this involves holding down a combination of buttons like spin and soil for a few seconds. For advanced users, testing the motor involves using a multimeter to check the windings after disconnecting power completely. Measure the resistance across the motor windings. The typical range should be between 2 and 5 ohms. If the resistance is significantly outside this range, the motor may be faulty and require replacement. This step requires electrical knowledge and should be done with extreme caution. If none of these troubleshooting steps resolve error 03, it's likely the motor control board itself is faulty and needs replacement. This type of repair is often best left to a qualified appliance technician. Looking ahead, trends point towards AI-driven diagnostics and app-based support, potentially reducing reliance on DIY fixes in the future.